I find 40,000 points as a longevity record, an achievement.
Yes.
What's up, world? Welcome back to Charge the Game podcast. I'll be your host here, Chuck. And in this moment, we're going to discuss LeBron James and his 40,000 career point record. As you guys know, man, LeBron James has done a phenomenal job in the NBA. Hats off to LeBron James for continuing to break these records. And hats off to LeBron James, man, for going out here, man, putting on a good show. First off, before any of you guys come at me and think that this is a hate video, it is not. It is simply a healthy debate. Now, you guys just heard Skip Bayless, and I will play the rest of this video as we continue to talk. But Skip Bayless, man, he is on record saying the obvious, right? We know that LeBron James recently passed Kareem on a scoring title. So at this point, anything that LeBron James is doing is just a bonus. And no, I'm not going to come out and just completely throw salt on it, like Skip Bayless is kind of doing. But what I will say is that it is very true, man. Regardless of what type of allegations are going on with LeBron James, who knows what could be causing him to play at this optimal level of performance. It just seems like LeBron James has the game figured out. And that's Brady-esque, in my opinion. Once you have the game figured out, man, everything comes to you slow. Though you may move fast-paced and you may have instincts out of this world, I think that as long as LeBron James has been playing, man, and you got to realize, like, this guy is not done, so he's going to be a headache for a few more years. And, he might get to 50,000, like it just depends on, how LeBron James is feeling, how much of the Balco he's taking. I'm just playing, I think. But yeah, I think that, all that is going to be a factor. Skip Bayless is going to shoot this down like many others when it comes to just historic, legendary things, because you got to look at the time. Like, if you look at the window, and Skip Bayless' argument is that MJ took off 3 of his prime years to where he possibly could have had more points, obviously. And LeBron James is breaking records because of longevity. I mean, it is what it is. Like, you've been in the league this long, right? You're going to break records. You're going to eclipse all of the greats. And LeBron James is making his business. And I don't blame him. Like, if you performing like that, you moving like that, literally looking like you're still 19, 20, 21 years old, you may as well go all out and continue to do your thing, man, because at the end of the day, man, the league is LeBron James's, man. Like, it's his league. He's the face. It seems like nobody wants to step up and challenge him. And that's because of the lack of competition, in my opinion. I'm hoping and rooting that Anthony Edwards can get it together, man, and slowly, maturely, man, come into the league and continue to do these great things he's doing, man, because that kid has a bright future. And I really believe that he can be one of the prime faces of the NBA if he stays on the streak that he's on. That's just my opinion. That's what I'm rooting for, because I really do enjoy Anthony Edwards. I think that he has the whole package. Now, back to this LeBron James. A lot of TV shows were comparing his record versus Caitlin Clark's, right? And I know a lot of people were biting at the nail, saying that, LeBron James, what he's doing is outstanding. But I think that what Caitlin Clark did, in my opinion, I think that what she did was more better, because LeBron James has nothing to prove. Like, this, all this is doing is adding more cherries and more cherries and more cherries on top. I think that what Caitlin Clark is doing, it looks more organic. It looks more sensational. And honestly, it looks fun, because she's actually playing on even level competition, meaning any night somebody can be just as good or better than she can. I think that the competition is taking more seriously the physicality of women. I think that the NBA is going to be eclipsed by the WNBA if they don't get rid of these girly rules that allow the offensive play patterns to take over the game. So that's why I say, man, like, I don't watch a lot of NBA like I used to, just because I don't like the current state of the NBA. But I do think that Caitlin Clark has done enough in the NCAA, in my opinion, for her to get the scoring title, and I saw where LeBron James shouted her out. I just think that was more impressive. But we're going to continue to play this video and let's get Bayless get it all out. Let's go.
Be as astonishing as anything I've ever seen in the history of sports. It's virtually impossible to do, but he did it by extreme longevity.
And when Skip Bayless is saying that, it is truly amazing. Like, this longevity for LeBron James to be looking the way he's looking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at guys who came into the league as rookies and how they left. We saw how Carmelo was looking. We see how Chris Paul is looking. We see how all these guys who have come and go before LeBron, but LeBron seems to have more edge. He seems to continuously want it. Now, what I will say is that a lot of this stuff is a little iffy. It's a little head scratching, because if you guys sit back and just watch the way LeBron James was moving Saturday night against the Nuggets, you would have thought that this was the playoffs game 7. Like, the dude was moving good. I don't know if it was because he had people in the building. You're about to eclipse 40,000 points. Your adrenaline is rushing. Maybe you're not tired. Or just maybe it's Balco. I don't know. So, yeah, I see where Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce and a lot of other players who have their suspicions will raise an eyebrow, because we just seen too many of the greatest athletes ever play the NBA game, and it's just unheard of. I mean, like, you see no signs of slowing down. The only thing I will say is that he picks and chooses when he wants to play defense. But this record is solely longevity, and it's going to continue to soar as long as LeBron James is moving and grooving the way he's doing it,
Revolutionized the way that a professional athlete takes care of his body. This is beyond what Tom Brady did with pliability, because obviously the rules were, quote-unquote, rigged or changed to protect Tom Brady. He took his share of shots in his final couple of years. He made it to 45 with pliability, which is lengthening the muscles instead of, severe weightlifting and shortening and strengthening the muscles.
And I will say this about Tom Brady. As you guys heard in the opening monologue, I said that what LeBron James is doing is very Tom Brady-esque, simply because they figured out the game on the mental aspect. Like, you got to realize, once you go through years and years of weight training, I know that Tom Brady wasn't a workout warrior, but I will say, seeing his combine and how he panned out to be throughout his NFL career, you could tell at some point he started to take his physical appearance and mental very seriously, and that allowed him to extend his career. Obviously, with the rule changes, that allowed that too. And that's another thing, man. With the rule changes with both the NFL and the NBA, they have pretty much been amended to continue to capture the attention span of millennials. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. If you guys look at your kid or your nephew or your niece, you'll see the attention span versus how we grew up, right? If you're an 80s baby, 90s baby, when we grew up, man, something can have our attention. The most simple thing, even if it was black and white television, man, we would sit and watch that stuff with no problems and would be very entertained. Now you see the kids, man, they scroll, not good enough scroll, not good enough swipe. It's just fast paced. So I think that the NFL and the NBA have done a great job of keeping up with the world, because the offensive styles have been catered to offensive key players, first of all, because it's more exciting, and to keep the attention of offensive rhythm. And that will continue to allow LeBron James to do what he's doing. Maybe when LeBron James is kind of nearing or exiting the league, you see now Adam Silver, NBA commission, there and talks about, the offensive rule changes to make it more physical, because let's just be honest, that's why NFL is just better. It's better to watch challenges and competition versus what's being spewed in today's time. So yeah, like I said, man, it's going to continue to be like this for LeBron James. The rules have changed. If you look at when LeBron James entered the league versus now, it's totally different. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's playing the long game, the load management game, because everybody's adapted to the new world, which is making it more convenient and easy than challenging. And that's just the truth.
So I am I'm blown
So do you
away.
do you think it's easier to play quarterback at 45?
Yeah, way easier than LeBron playing this at, what is he, 39? Way easier.
See, I don't know that.
Especially the way
I don't know that it's
Tom-
easier because it's a different sport. To play anything at that level,
Once you start to play with your head at quarterback, where you're seeing it, feeling it, reading it before anybody, you're almost seeing it before the defense can try to outwit you.
but you still got to get the ball out.
Okay, but you can get out very quickly.
Yeah.
And I will attest to that because I just said how LeBron James and Tom Brady both figured out the game. They figured out their games separately and became a subject matter expert at executing without exhausting themselves, right? We see games where LeBron James, obviously, he's playing up and down the court, but he's slacking on defense. So at the end of the day, him and Tom Brady are pretty much in the same boat. Now, I know when it comes to this, people like to say that football is more physical, but you have to think, I don't know, man. It can be tough on any given night for both. I think that the NFL may be a little bit harder because there is no I'm in awe of Tom Brady. Like in the league, the kids, the new kids, the younger kids, 21, 22, 23, they're in awe of LeBron James, right? No, in the NFL, it was a privilege and an honor to sack Tom Brady's ass, and they weren't holding back because their jobs and positions are on the line versus the NBA where it's all about the star. So I would have to disagree with Skip Bayless because I think that the NFL is more physical, man. You got these guys 200, 300, damn near 400 pounds running at you full speed like no other and laying all that weight on you once they hit you with that impact, man. I think that it can damage you more than basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron James didn't have a huge injury history because the sport is less physical. So let's just be honest there. And that's where I disagree with Skip Bayless on that one.
But I'm going to give LeBron this. Just on nutrition, fitness, supplements, all of the above. Knowing how to...
Now, you heard Skip Bayless say supplements, whatever. Let's rewind that part, right?
Fitness, supplements, all of the above. Knowing how to do it.
Knowing how to do it. How are you doing it, LeBron James? The world is waiting, right? Now, this is impressive, like I said, man. And I know with the Balco allegations, I know that it's not safe for Skip Bayless and ESPN folks to come out and just talk about it. But trust and believe, man, everybody in that circle knows what's going on. The commissioner knows what's going on. You think they're going to stop? You think they're going to question? We saw where reports came out about how Adam Silver literally knows what's going on. But because of the brand is so good, it's the face of the league, they wouldn't dare test LeBron James. It is what it is. Whether or not he's taking Balco, he'll never get busted. And he'll never go against those allegations because he doesn't want to have this investigated thoroughly and people zeroed in on, because it's not just him doing it. No sport, right? You want to be the best. You want that money. You don't want to be a person that gets drafted and forgotten. You're going to do what's best for your career. I'm not saying that's what LeBron James is doing or has done, but at some point, I think that most athletes do certain things. It's more than just diet and nutrition to be playing at this level. You know, this is no hate. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting y'all know, man, to be playing at this level at this age, you have to have some type of help. You know, the proof is in the pudding. Kevin Garnett already let the cat out of the bag, and other athletes have too. They just don't want to go against LeBron James because they're in awe of him and they like him. And nobody wants to be the network that loses ratings, right, for talking about Queen James. So I understand.
Shattered the mold of what you can do in basketball.
Yes.
Because obviously he's now played 15,000 more minutes than Jordan was able to play. And again, Jordan quit on principle because his coach got pushed out the back door, at least in his eyes, in Chicago in 1998. So he took 3 prime years off, 35, 36, and 37. He did not play basketball.
And Skip Bayless is going to continue to make this point versus LeBron James, because obviously if somebody's playing 15,000 more minutes than the greatest player ever, Michael Jordan, second to that Kobe Bean Bryant, right? If that guy is playing more than Michael Jordan, then Skip Bayless is going to always challenge the longevity and pull the longevity card. And to be honest with you guys, at some point, it's going to kind of get a little boring watching LeBron James break records, because you're going to start to say to yourself, like Skip Bayless is saying, well, what do you expect? I mean, the guy is a starter. He's been starting for 21 years. He's going to score. He can score at will. He still has a big physical presence. So at some point, the longevity play is all you can say. You know, at the end of the day, it's all you can say, man. And you got to think about this too, man. Like, even for him to break Kareem record, you got to look at how Kareem did it, man. Like, there was no 3-point like that. You know what I'm saying? Strictly twos. So Kareem out there giving buckets, you know what I'm saying, in a shorter time frame. So you got to also look at that, man. Like, you know, he eclipsed it. LeBron James broke it. Kudos to LeBron James. But at the end of the day, man, it's still a longevity record. LeBron James literally still looks like Skip is being slight with this. I kid you not, I was watching this guy run up and down the court. This guy literally, I mean, talk about peak performance, man. This guy is still playing like he's 24, 25 years old. And you gotta understand how excited this is going to make Jenny Buss, because of all the money, the revenue is going to bring with the Lakers. And if they get Bronny James, which most likely they will, because you see Rich Paul coming out saying we don't want teams to draft him. We only want the teams that are interested. That's the only way he'll declare for the NBA draft. And obviously that's a PR move, because they want Bronny James to go either drafted or undrafted to the Lakers. We don't even want another team looking at you. It is a done deal. So that's all I have for you guys on this, man. LeBron James, kudos to this guy, 40,000 points. You know, the scoring title continues to soar under his name. You guys weigh in with your thoughts, comments, and concerns. How do you guys feel about LeBron James breaking a record? Do you agree with Skip Bayless that this is a longevity record and that after a while this can be kind of bland? Or do you think that, hey, Skip Bayless is wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, do you guys think that this is outstanding? Weigh in with your thoughts, topics, and concerns. If you guys are rocking with the content, hit that subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so you guys can continue to get my latest when I drop my videos. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Charge the Game. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. Like always, let me know how you charge the game. Peace.